Hi, welcome to Wholeheartedly for the Lord Bible Journaling with Sherry. Today's process is not a process, but it is a subscriber question and answer. Someone made a comment and asked a series of questions, so I thought it would be better to just do a video and I can explain some things and everything can be clear instead of putting it in the comment section and it's long and she can see how it goes. But before I get into that, I wanted to show you guys the several devices that I use to digitally plan or journal on. And so you don't have to use an iPad to digitally journal or plan. You can use an Android, and the subscriber who asked the question is on an Android. I don't know what tablet she's on, but this is what I have, and I'm going to share it with you guys so you can see how I use it. Most of them are iPads, and there's 2 other devices that are Androids, and I will show you that. Thank you for watching, and remember, if I can Bible journal, so can you. Here is my iPad mini, so you don't have to have one of the more expensive iPads if you use an iPad. This is my mini. This is not the latest mini, but this is a mini that uses the Generation 1 Apple Pencil. I got this a couple of years ago. Now I have a lot of devices, and that's because I've accumulated them over the years based on need. This one was for church when I was doing like a Facebook Live, and so I needed something small, and so I got that. But I use it mostly now for Kindle, and I have digitally planned and journaled on it. So it is a nice, decent device to digitally plan or journal on. The next device I'm going to show you is my Samsung tablet, and I think, yeah, I continued it. I'm trying to remember what I did. This is my Samsung tablet, and this tablet is an Android tablet, and I am learning it. Crystal, a friend of mine, we've gotten really close. She has been such an angel to help me understand a little bit more how to work this Android tablet. I'm still learning, but once I learn, I plan to do some mock pages for you guys. This is JNotes. This is one of the platforms that you can use on the Android. For me, it's easy to use JNotes because it's just like GoodNotes on my iPad, and I'll explain that a little bit later. And this size is I think like a 10.9 or 10.6. I forget the size, but very affordable. Like I said, I'm learning. I find it difficult. It's too difficult for me, but Daisha, she's from Planningagodlylife. I'm going to leave some links below to some people who digitally journal and plan on Samsung Android tablets, so you can go over there and they will be your best teachers and you can ask a lot of questions. But like I said, I will be doing videos in the future as well. This is my iPad Air, and this is a 10.9. I had an iPad Pro, which was an 11-inch, but I was running out of space, and so I traded it in and I purchased this one, and that's the one I use 98% of the time to journal. This is my Windows Microsoft Surface Pro. This was the first device my husband purchased for me to learn how to digitally plan and journal on. I wasn't into digitally planning yet. So he bought this for me so that I can practice learning and I can share it with you guys. And what I like about this is that the Surface Pro is a 100% tablet and it's 100% laptop. Whereas the iPad Pro or iPads are just tablets, and you can use some functions as a laptop or computer, but it's not 100% of a laptop, if that makes sense. This is 100% tablet, 100% laptop, and it comes with the Samsung pen. I also have a keyboard that I attach to it. I do use this frequently, but I mostly use it for Zoom calls and different things that I may do on Windows that I can't do on my iMac, because I have Mac laptops and iMac desktop, and that is the keyboard. And so for this one, if you have a Microsoft Surface Pro, on that order, I use Zodo. That is the, digital kind of app that I use to plan. I keep saying plan. I don't plan on here. When I was digitally journaling on here. So Zodo is, I think now you have to pay for it, but it was free. And it's pretty okay to navigate through. If you want me to do a video on that, I will. But I just wanted to show you that when I use this for journaling, I use Zoto. Don't worry, I don't know if it's Chi or Chai, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the subscriber, I'm getting to your questions. I just wanted to show you that I also have some Android devices that I have journaled on, and you can do it. I don't know how far you are in your journaling or planning, but I'm here to help you if you have any questions or direct you. So this is what I've done on this. It's been a while since I've been in this kind of journaling. I've just been on my iPad, but so I kind of lost my groove for it. I got to learn how to do it again a little bit, and these are some of the pages that I haven't even completed yet, but it's fairly easy to navigate through and around. And like I said, I can always do a video on this one. Finally, this is my iPad Pro. It's one of the first, not the first iPads that I have, but the Pros when it came out, and it was really big, and it used an Apple Pencil. So this is a first generation, and it still works for digitally planning or journaling. I use this if my other devices are have died, or I need to just want to use a bigger platform. I can use this, so you don't have to pay a lot of money to buy an iPad if you want to try to plan or journal. Okay, so Shai had a couple of questions. One of her questions was, what digital app am I using? What tablet am I using? I use an iPad Air. You can use any iPad Pro, Mini, or Air to digitally journal or plan on. The digital app that I typically use is called GoodNotes 5. What you see here are folders and files that are specifically geared for GoodNotes. Not all shops have that. In the shops that don't have it, I keep my files stored in, you see that folder that says files? That's where I keep all of my files on my iCloud drive, and I have them according to the stores that I purchase from. This way it helps me for organization, and it also helps me as a YouTuber to know where I'm pulling my elements from. So if they don't have a GoodNotes file, chances are they'll have a PDF or a PNG, and this is where I would store them if it's not GoodNotes. Again, this is GoodNotes, and these are my planners that I use in my current journals that I use for 2023. I have several planners that I work from, as you saw, and I'm just using this one, my PGL planner, as an example to show you. This is my current week. I didn't film it, but this is the week that I am working on. So I answered the tablet. I've answered what app I'm using. Next, you want to know where I store them, either in GoodNotes or on my files on my iPad in the cloud. Okay. Now, the next question is, how am I pulling up my clip art? And I guess like how I'm doing it side by side. So I will be showing you how I do that. Next is the side-by-side view, which is called the split screen. So what I do is, this is my planner, and I hold it down and I slide it over. Well, sometimes it doesn't pick up, but you have to press it a little harder, and then I just glide it over and drop it, and it'll split the screen in half, and I can resize it as I need to. And this is where I can begin to pull over any of the elements that are in GoodNotes. I can pull them over. If they're on my files, I'll go someplace else. And so let me explain how I do that. Okay, so as I'm in my split view, or my side by side is what you called it, I have tools over here that I can use. It's the pen tool, the eraser, my highlighter, that's the shape tool, that's the lasso tool, which allows me to group things and pull things over. That's another place I can store in GoodNotes. Here is where, if I want to keep a kit and get back to it, GoodNotes has a place where you can store some of your files. So there's 3 ways that I store files. In here, which is to add the element, the GoodNotes file. If it's a GoodNotes file, it has to specifically be for GoodNotes. And then in my file folder on my iPad. Those are the 3 places where I keep my files. That right there, the landscape moon kind of thing, that's how I pull over the elements in the images from anywhere. Once I pull them onto my page, I'm using that. And the T is your text or your typing tool. Uh-oh, got a little blurry there. Let me fix that. Okay, so when it looks like this up in the top right hand corner, it looks like an X, but it's like a pen with a slash through it. That shows my tools. When I have that, that is where I can get to my hyperlinked in my or on my planners. If you want more explanation, I can always do a video for that. So I'm going to show you, I'm going a step further than what your questions are, so you can see kind of how I'm navigating through it all as I digitally plan. You don't see all of this because I do it as a screen record. But so if I tap on it, I click on copy. See, tap, and I click on copy, and then I hold my pen down and I just paste. And I can place it anywhere I want it to go. I can resize it, I can flip it, do anything I want. There's another way to do it. If I just take my finger or my pen and hold it down, I can just glide it over and drop it. You see? Just glide and drop. That's why for me the iPad is so much easier to use. Again, I'm struggling with this Samsung, the Android, but if I was an Android person like Daisha and my friend Crystal, they navigate much more fluidly because this is what they use and they love it, and they move through it as quickly and as fast as I move through my my iPad. So those are my go-to girls. And so that's all you do with dragging and dropping. Now I can split it. Now those are my files. If I buy a kit from a shop that does not use or make their elements for GoodNotes, I download them here on my iCloud drive and I put them in folders according to the shops. And the process is the same. I split the screen, I open it up. I'm going to use my Calypso's, what I was just using, because she has PNG files. And those are for people who don't have an iPad or use GoodNotes. So those are the elements, and the process is the same. If I want to send it over, I just hold it down and drag and drop it. That's the only way to get it over. Unlike GoodNotes where you can do it two ways, this is the only way to do it. Just drag it and drop it over. And again, you can same process of resizing it. You can see I'm using those rectangle arrows to resize my elements. So again, you hold it down, drag it over, and then you just drop it. I'll repeat the process so that you can see it again. Just drag. Oh, see, when I use my pen, I like to use my finger. Drag and drop, and there you go. Then I use my pen to resize it. So that's how I pull up the clip art, whether it's in GoodNotes or on my files. That's where I store them. I've also said what app I'm using, GoodNotes 5, the tablet, my iPad Air, how to do my side-by-side. That's what you see. It's really called a split screen view. I hope this answers your questions a little thoroughly. And if you have any more, please, I'll be glad to assist you. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.